Hello developers, welcome back. So in this video we are going to cover how to write the controller. I will quickly go to what the controller is playing the role in the AngularJS. So the controller is providing the communications between your Angular code and your UI content. So for introducing a controller you need to use ng controller and the controller name for the HTML tag which you are going to use for the controller. But before that, we will take a look on app.js. Here I have declared a module and assigned that to the right here, angular.module. This is how we can create an Angular module. And here I need to specify the dependencies. Now I have the Angular module, so I can directly write Angular module dot controller name, and this function callback function. This is the function which I want to execute when this demo controller is executed on the UI. So controller is something which is communicating with your UI content with Angular. So whatever the execution happening on Angular JS code, that will be reflected on the UI part using controller. So similarly, quickly, this ng controller equal to demo controller. Now I have ng model equal to data.message, but in the demo controller I already defined data.message equal to some value. This is scope.data. Scope is the medium. Scope is the variable which I will be using several times to communicate from the UI to the controller. I mean, scope data is something which will be shared between the Angular code to the HTML UI. So if you refresh the content, you will see hello mystery is already there, because this Angular controller already provided scope data.message equal to hello Mr. in this HTML part. So ng model, ng controller, ng app, these all are Angular directive. And if you are declaring a Angular module right here, then you have to define that on the ng app. So this is an important part of this video. You have to define your root module dependency in the ng app, so that now this application is an Angular application. It can understand this controller. If you remove this ng app now, or you are not manually bootstrapping the Angular, now it is not an Angular application. It will give you the error. It doesn't know what this controller is, what this scope data is. So to initialize that, because what we are doing here, we are initializing the Angular. We will see how the Angular is being initialized with the HTML application later. But you have to define your root module here, then ng controller. So these are directive: ng controller, ng model, ng app. In later we will see ng bind, ng hide, ng show, a lot of directives. The directive, these are just part of HTML content, just to provide some HTML manipulation only. So ng controller to define the controller. So from starting from this body to end this body, now this ng controller will handle the data. If anything is defined in this controller and we are using that data here like data.message, then that value will be reflected from the controller. Data.message equal to hello Mr. So this is about controller. Thank you everyone.